You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
They give him an extra day of rest, so they have to send him straight to the major leagues in theory. But they could have delayed it a few days. Is the gist of it, because they picked him up off the trash heap. So he has no more options left. I think the Dodgers would have loved to have had options on him. All right, his contract. Let me pull that up so I'm not just guessing. It's been a few weeks since I've looked at it, because I had a feeling he was going to get demoted. So he is arbitration eligible 2026 and 2027. Why did the Dodgers drop him? Well, because the Dodgers are actually trying to make the playoffs. So they can't just have some guy out there trying to figure himself out. The Braves don't have that problem, and so they have the opportunity to keep him up for the rest of the season, see what he's got, and see if they can fix him in the offseason, which is going to be ideal. I'm a little surprised one of the other teams in front of us on the pecking order didn't grab him, but he fell to us. I know we're one of the worst in all of baseball when it comes to our record, but you can start seeing where if they could fix this kid, and I'll tell you why I think that he's a perfect opportunity to be fixed. So this year, terrible ERA, right? Last year, he threw 56 innings, 55 strikeouts, and a 3.99 ERA. And the year before that, 2023, he had a 3.07 ERA, 67 innings, and 86 strikeouts, so a huge strikeout rate at that point. And then 2022, 63 innings, 83 strikeouts. So he's a strikeout guy, and he's a guy that the Braves, if they could fix, this could be a diamond in the rough. And he is the brother of Edwin Diaz, the reliever up for the Mets, in case you're not aware of that. And if you watch his delivery, you can definitely see the resemblance in the face, but you watch his delivery, it's very, very Edwin Diaz-like. I wouldn't say that they're right there, side by side, but you can see where he's got very good stuff. And so the thing about Alexis Diaz is if they can find a way to grab his upside and have it on display for 2026, this bullpen starts looking a hell of a lot better, y'all. Now, it's a lot of hopes and wishes, and I get all that, but they've got a complete offseason if they choose to work with this guy. So I'm kind of excited that we got him. When I saw that the Reds made the trade for him, I was disappointed because I was like, man, if they're making the trade for him, why don't we go grab him? My God, we could use some bullpen help, because this happened very early in the season. Well, what you're going to get from him, in case we do see him tonight, I don't know that we will, but if we do see him tonight, if they decide to use him, his numbers look like this. And you look at his repertoire, first of all. He has a four-seamer and he has a slider. That's pretty much it. But he's a reliever. He's a back-end reliever. His entire career, most guys, that's what they do, is they live on the fastball and they live on the slider. Now, this year, his velocity is down just a tick, but not that much from last year. Last year, he was averaging about 93.9. This year, 93.5. What you want to get him to is where he was when he first came up, which was 95 plus averaging. This is averaging. This is not topping out. He'll top out mid-90s. But we're talking about on an average fastball, this is what he's getting. And on the average slider this year, we're talking about 87, 88 miles an hour. If you go back to his good number of years, the slider was right around the 87. The difference was the velocity on the fastball was close to 10 miles an hour on average higher, 96, 95, sometimes touching 97. And I remember at some point that he actually touched 98 from time to time. You don't need him at 98, but what you would love to have, even if let's say he's topping out nowadays at 95, and that's just who he is, right? By the way, he's 28 years old, so he's should still be in his prime, unless he needs some kind of reconstructive surgery. The issue of decline shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be an alarming thing. But let's say we can get him to average around, we'll say 94 miles an hour. Then he needs to have a secondary pitch. The slider, whatever he throws, maybe it's a changeup. That secondary pitch, he needs one that's about 10 miles an hour slower if he's going to just use two pitches, and he's going to use them predominantly in the back end of a game where you're trying to get outs. Now, Raisel Iglesias, he's a bit of a unicorn because he normally throws about 4-pitch mix. He leans on 2 and a third, but he does have a 4-pitch mix. Diaz is more what you would expect from a reliever, a back-end reliever in Major League Baseball, a guy with 2 main pitches, and when he was on, he was phenomenal. So they're trying to get him back to that. So I'm excited to see what he can do there. We move on from that, but Alexis Diaz has been recalled, and along with Connor Siebold comes back. They optioned Munoz back to the AAA. But at this time, when you're talking about expanding rosters, we talked about this yesterday during the game, that doesn't mean that he's even leaving the building. He may, but there's a good chance that he's staying in the Braves facility and will continue to be probably not in the dugout, but he'll probably be around so that they can continue to work on him. So remember, they put extra work on him yesterday, so they will let him cool off, probably get him some bullpen sessions later in the week, and then they could probably bring him back at some point in the very near future. John Brebbia, thankfully, he's DFA'd. Bye-bye. Don't want to see that nonsense again. Nothing against him as a person. He might be a great individual, but his days of being a pitcher in the major leagues are done, and I'm tired of seeing that stuff. Do you realize that the Atlanta Braves, though they won the first game, they were outscored in the last 2 games 28-4. That's not acceptable. They were outscored in the series 29-8. I don't care that we're not going to be in the playoffs. It's still not acceptable just to be an absolute roadkill every we'll say 2 out of 3 games. So I'm sick of that crap. And I get it, he's at the end of his damn tenure and he's just kind of mailing it in. Then let somebody else run the show. Even if he just wants to be a figurehead and sit there and scratch and sniff throughout the innings and sit there and he'll take on the questions, let somebody else run the damn show, because he is not doing us any damn favors. I'm talking about Snicker. By going out there and he's killing the morale, not just of the clubhouse. He killed that a long time ago, but he's killed the morale of the fan base who are trying to go to these games and enjoy some better weather in September in Georgia. Am I right? And you want to go to these games and you want to say, hey, let's go see them. And they're not fighting. They're not competing. You have managers of the year. I would put Brian Snicker up here. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a damn. Not anymore. You could put him up if there was an award for the worst manager in baseball in 2025. Everything he has done has been terrible. Everything. Every lineup decision, the idea that it's okay to keep pushing Acuna further and further down the order when you screwed him up to begin with, when you took him out of the number 1 slot. He has not been the same hitter since. Because for the majority of his career, he has been the Braves' leadoff hitter. The catalyst, the straw that stirs the drink, whatever you want to call it. And then they tell him, okay, we're going to put you at number 3. It doesn't have the same electricity, and you can read it in him. And I think it would have been different if the Braves would have been in the playoff hunt, and he's batting 3rd, batting 6th, whatever, And he's like, okay, I understand I'm not hitting well, blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't hitting well the moment they dropped him down to the 3 spot. He went from batting about 350 on the high end. I think actually, well, at one point he was flirting with 400, but that was at the very beginning. But essentially he was a 350 hitter, and then it kind of, as it settled in, around 335. But a 350 hitter on the leadoff spot to now he's hitting, 75 points less, 80 points less? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous notion. And can you imagine how much better the lineup would be? And I shouldn't be the only one who can think this. Can you imagine how much better the lineup is if Acuna's leading off with the right-handed power, bat, and speed? You put Profar right behind him, hitting second with power and speed, switch hitter. And then you put Matt Olson, because Matt Olson should have, in most at-bats, at least one duck out there on the pond. One of those two guys have probably gotten on. Because when Matt Olson comes to the plate, a number 2 hitter makes no sense in this lineup for Matt Olson to be hitting. 3, 4, you can even talk me into 5 against lefties. I get it. I'm not saying there's a perfect lineup for every single pitcher, but what I'm saying is there needs to be ducks on the pond. And let's just fast forward to next year. Let's say how we would play it out for next year. I would have Acuna. I would have Profar. You could put Acuna at the 2 spot. I just don't like it that way. I want Acuna on first, especially next year when he is then another year removed from that catastrophic knee injury, his second of his career. He's going to be ready to run next year. So give me Acuna, give me the switch hitter at the 2 spot in JP, and then Olson. And next year, hopefully, you get a healthy Riley, and then you get Drake Baldwin. So you still have the thing that they love, the righty-lefty, righty-lefty. And then after Baldwin, you could do a couple of things. You could put Ozzie when he's hitting well, when he's not hitting well. You could move some others. But the idea that Ha-Seong Kim, who is batting, and he hasn't had a ton of at-bats, I get that. That's not where I'm getting at with this. Ha-Seong Kim, where was he batting yesterday? Was it 5th? Let me double-check that. They keep forcing him up. Yeah, and it's not his fault. Ha-Seong Kim batting 5th. He should be batting behind Acuna. And honestly, if you're wanting to build that out right, after you put Drake Baldwin behind Riley, if he's hitting well against right-handers, give me Harris and then Ozzie and then Kim. It just makes your lineup much longer. But versus lefties, drop Harris down and give me maybe Kim and then Ozzie, or Ozzie and Kim. It really depends on who's swinging the bat the best. Nacho will not be in the starting lineup, let's hope. So you won't have to deal with that at the very bottom of the order. But you're talking about a much, much longer lineup. And then the designated hitter, that is anybody's guess who it ends up being. I'm on record saying who I want, but I don't believe we're going to get him. But he is a free agent. And I'm on record several times telling you, go back the truck up and get Kyle Schwarber. That guy's bat is going to age well. So I don't care if you go out and get him on a 6-7 year deal that's through the roof on what we normally give AAVs. His bat's going to age well. He's probably not. The Phillies are probably going to outbid us, and he'll stay right there in Philadelphia, and it sucks to suck. But that's who I would want. But depending on who you get as your DH, if you don't get a true DH like Kyle Schwarber, then you can start playing with all kinds of options on who you put at the DH from day to day, because you could give – it could be – what you could do is go out and get someone who can play the outfield, give routine days off to all of your guys. I have been saying this for 4 or 5 years now. Not giving these guys routine days off is stupid as hell. It just is. Snicker's always gone by with the idea, well, these guys like to play it. I want to play them and blah, 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 blah. The idea that these guys go out there and play almost 162 games, they start wearing down. And do you think maybe, just maybe, in 2023, in 2024, in 2022, 23, and 24, all 3 times the offense wasn't worth the crap by the time you got to the end of the season, because these guys are worn the hell down. Now, 24 is a little bit of an outlier because we did have some injuries. But 2022 and 2023, these guys were cooked. And they were all worried about, well, how many days off, and are you hot, and are you not, and playing all that game. It's because they are not getting routine days off, and that is not common. Look at the other teams who have won the World Series recently. Not the 21 Braves, who, by the way, they were kind of fresh because they got a bunch of guys off the scrap heap in trades, and then they started putting them in. And even then, do you remember? The reason why that Braves offense was crisp and flying high is because they didn't play every day. They had a rotation. That was the Adam Duvall, Jorge Soler, Jock Peterson. The list goes on and on and on. And do you remember our World Series MVP got benched for a week because of the whole COVID nonsense? So he was spry and ready to roll. They got to get these guys more days off. So if you don't get an everyday DH like a Schwarber, whoever they bring in, I want it to be somebody who can give routine days off. And still, you want the production. You don't want to just get some also ran. You don't want to get like a McKinstry out there as your DH where he's just a glorified Jose Akendo. You want someone who's going to give you offensive production, but you want to see it day in and day out, and you want to get the days off. Michael Harris shouldn't be out there playing center field every single day. It doesn't matter what they want and what they think. These are young men who are competing, and they think they should be out there. But sometimes it's okay to go, Harris, you know what, man, tonight, Imanaga, tough lefty on the mound. Maybe this is the day that you sit this week. And you don't have to sit them once a week in a 6-game, but you might want to sit them once every 10 days. Keep them fresh. Keep the legs fresh. If the legs are fresh, they're going to hit better. That is just simple damn science. But the nonsense of these guys never getting days off, and Olsen who wants to like be the Iron Man, and I get that. Whatever. You could DH him every once in a while if it means that much to him. You could also pull his ass as soon as they bring a lefty in once every 10 to 15 games. You don't have to do it all the time. Just give him a break. So the idea for me would be to get a guy that could play the outfield and bring him in on if you don't get a true DH like Schwarber. But if you get Schwarber, he can still play left field and first base. Not at a great clip, but he can fill in from time to time. But let's put Schwarber aside. Let's say it's who. We'll go over all the possibilities during the offseason. We have time. Let's say it's a guy who can play outfield primarily. You give Profar, Acuna, Harris all opportunities to possibly DH or just take the day off. You're going to have Eli White back, or at least you should if you're not a total imbecile. He gives you defense, and he gives you great base running. He gives you all the things you need on that run. And then you're going to have Nick Allen if you're not a total imbecile and you bring him back. I used to say there's no way they're going to make stupid moves, and now I have to give it pause. But Nick Allen, he gives you the opportunity to bench any of these guys on any day. He doesn't have a great bat, but we're talking about once every 10 days at a guy's position and keeping them fresh or bringing them in late in the game to play defense, whether it's shortstop, second base, third base. He can play it all, and he plays it all at a high level. And so you would be looking for one more corner infielder, possibly a new catcher. If they find a buyer for Sean Murphy, I'm not convinced that this is going to be a guy you can sell. If you sell him, you're selling him at a very, very low. You're selling the stock very low. They should have sold the stock at the end of the 2023 season. It's what they should have done, but they didn't, because he has never been the same since that first half of the season of 2023. He's had spurts here and there. We know he came up and hit a few home runs here and there, but all in all, it's insane that nobody understands in the Braves front office, because I'll put this on them as well, because they can put heat on Snicker. They can't. Snicker's making these decisions, but if they come and go, dude, we got to give these guys days off. We can't just run the same roster and the same lineup out every single day in a 162-game season. They're going to wear down the dog days of summer. Reason why they call them that, the dog days of summer. And then eventually, when you get to October, man, you've got dead legs, is what you've got. But it's amazing that nobody has come out and said, man, maybe we need to give these guys more days off. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why they go into these incredibly long slumps. Because you're running Ozzie, you're running Harris out there every day, you're running Turner. I mean, not Turner, sorry, his name just popped on the screen in the background. Olsen, God, wouldn't that be a great get if we could have had a Trey Turner back before when he was a free agent? I guess he's got a hamstring pull. By the way, before I forget, because it happened over the weekend, didn't get a chance to address it. Man, rest in peace, Davy Johnson. That was a sad one. And he never really, when Davy Johnson was coming along, of what I remember of Davy Johnson, and I understand that he was a player for the Braves from 73 to 75, I don't recall knowing that until much later in life. But Davy Johnson as a manager for the 86 Mets, he was there. He managed the Reds and from 93 to 95, pretty good teams there. Of course, 86 was the World Series ring. And he was the manager for the Orioles from 96 to 97, the Dodgers from 99 to 2000, and then came back about a decade later and managed the Washington Nationals 2011 to 2013. He was very instrumental in developing the young guys coming up that eventually got Washington the World Series championship in 2019. He was a 3-time Gold Glover. He was a 3-time world champion because in 66 and 1970, he was on the Baltimore Orioles and as a player. And he won the Gold Glove from 69 to 71 and 2-time manager of the year, 97 and 2012. I don't know how he didn't win it in 86, but maybe they thought that team was just too talented. That 86 Mets team, you can hate the Mets all you want. That was an all-time team. That was an all-time team. That team is historic for so many reasons, and people are still talking about that team. And so he's in the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Mets Hall of Fame. That's not nothing. But he did win the manager of the year in 97 and 2012. I think 2012 was the year that they got to the playoffs, and then there was that collapse, but they were super young. I want to say that was that same year that I could have my years mixed up, but I could have swore that was right around the Strasburg thing where they ended up. It wasn't his decision. It was the management's decision to not pitch Strasburg because they didn't want to wear him out and they wanted to save him. And the irony in that, they ended up signing him to a multi-million dollar, was $184 million contract years down the road, and he never did anything off of that contract. Joey, hopefully a win is in the works today. I mean, Imanaga's a tough one, and once again they have pushed Strider back another day. It's Bryce Elder on the bump. What I was getting at earlier is, so you know who they're coddling and who they don't care if they ruin, because they're not giving Bryce Elder the extra day of rest. They could have given everybody an extra day of rest. Instead, Bryce Elder is pitching on normal rest, and Strider's getting 8 days off. Sale's supposed to go Wednesday. I got to see it to believe it. Waldrop is supposed to go Friday. I got to see it to believe it. The two that I feel confident knowing about are Elder and Strider, and then we'll go from there. If Strider doesn't pitch Tuesday, there's something physically wrong with him. Let me see what else we got going on here. Let me get to the bottom. And if anybody's got any questions or comments real quick, I'll take them at the bottom, because I tried to scroll through some of that, but a lot of it had nothing to do with baseball. Iron Lung, Mac, you think Acuna is being punished? I don't think he gets along with Snicker when it's all said and done. And I don't think Snicker cares. And I think this is a way of Snicker acting out. Remember, when he first came up, what was the big narrative? That Acuna had tweeted out about how if he had lollygagged, like the way I think it was Verdugo that had lollygagged during a fly ball, he would be sitting on the bench. Then he came back and apologized, said all the right things. They all acted like everything was hunky-dory, but that's when when the season wasn't cooked. Now the season's cooked, and Snicker's holding a grudge, and he's saying, I'll show you. I'll put you down at the 6 spot, the 7 spot. The 3 spot was just as dumb, by the way. I mean, if you're going to take your best hitter who hits his best at the top of the order, then why the hell aren't you keeping at the top of the order? That was equally dumb as 3 is as dumb as 6 and 7. It's just more of a slap in the face when you do 6 and 7. How many months and weeks did they keep cramming Harris and Acuna at the top of Harris and Ozzie at the top to middle of the order? Same thing with Murphy even when they were hitting like crap. Because, oh, well, the ball's coming off his bat. Well, blah, blah, blah. Exit velocity, blah, blah, blah. Exit velocity into foul territory. Shut the hell up. And they didn't do anything. But the moment Acuna falls off the rails, they drop him. He was 7th. You're trying to tell me there are 6 better batters in the Braves lineup than Ronald Acuna Jr.? How'd that work out? You drop him to 6 and 7. We score a total of 4 runs in blowouts in games where they had the also-rans coming out of the bullpen. Yeah, okay. Proof is in the pudding. That's all I'm going to tell you. Jared Kelenic, that's who it was. Eventually, there was a couple other. I do know Verdugo had a thing, and there was another one. I think it was Ozuna. They weren't as prolific and shined upon about the media, but there's been 3 or 4 guys this year that you can tell they just quit asking the question. It was Kelenic, because before they sent Kelenic down on the farm, but there have been 3 or 4 this year that they should have done something, take a guy out of a lineup, something. What about some of the half-ass lollygagging that Michael Harris has done from the field? Now, normally he's out there running out there busting his ass, but I'm talking about this was a month or so ago. This is right before his bat heated up. So this is probably closer to 2 months ago. There were a couple of plays where Harris just kind of threw rainbows into the infield, and it cost him an extra base. There was a play at the plate that should have been a play at the plate where guys coming from second to third, and as opposed to throwing it in, and the guy had just made the turn at third, he threw a rainbow to the cutoff man in the infield. By the time he got the ball, there was no chance in hell he'd get in the ball to the plate. He absolutely was mailing in. Nobody asked about that because I scurried all the interviews right after that. Nobody brought it up because they didn't want to ruffle any damn feathers, because Snicker got his panties in a twist over the whole asking him about the Kelenic thing. So I think it is a grudge. And if you're going to be a good manager, you can't have a grudge when you're against your best player. You got to figure out a way to work it out. And that was months ago. Get over it, you schmuck. All right, we're going to get out of here. Try to keep these a little shorter, but this one kind of went on because I blacked out for a second and started cussing the entire organization. I'm fed up, y'all. I'm fed up. What do we have now? Let's see where we at. We've got 18 games left of this nonsense. I just want to see them compete. I want to see them fight. I want to see them want to be in. I want to see them tell the Cubs, you don't just come in here and smack us around like Seattle did. Let's win some games. Let's win a series. Do the same thing when Houston comes in. Who do we have after that? Washington, whatever. Detroit. These are series that down the stretch mean something to other teams. Let's have some pride and not have other fan bases going, God, they're playing the Braves. They suck and they don't care. Because that's what fans are saying. Look at the way the Orioles fought and beat the Dodgers the other night. We talked about that game with the Yamamoto home run given up, and then the Dodgers bullpen imploded. But that is a team that was absolutely fighting, and the fans were into it. Because the fans just want to win a game. Not every game has to be, well, we can't make the playoffs, so give up. That's a loser mentality. You play 162 games, and if you're lucky, you get 15 to 20 seasons of that. Every game you should be excited to play and excited to win. Because as a fan, every game I'm excited to watch the game with y'all, bring you the game. But even before I was doing the radio thing with the Braves, I was excited every single night. I wanted to see them win. Let's compete. Let's make that Braves or that Atlanta across the chest, whether we're a home or an away team. Let's make it mean something. All right, I'm going to get off here before I start dropping F-bombs. What was that? I wish more Braves podcasters would show emotion like Mac. They don't, though, man, because you know what? I'll tell you what one of the main reasons is. Most of them think, and I'm telling you they do, whether they'll ever say it, they think that they are going to get in favor of the Braves organization and they're going to hire them on. They're not. That's not how it works. That's not how you go through the channels to get there. There's a few here and there, but typically that's not what's going to happen. I look at it as this. I'm a fan just like you're a fan, and y'all deserve the truth and not sugar-coated BS. That's just the way I feel about it. And I'll die on that hill, and I'm fine with that. because I'm proud of what we've put together here on this channel, and we'll continue to bring you the fans' perspective. By the way, man, that lady that took the baseball from the kid, there are people wanting to fire her. Let's not go out of control. Let's not try to get someone fired over something stupid and jackassery they did. If she works for a company, trust me, the shame is going to be her walking through the building and they're like, oh, dude. And she's going to be like, oh, dude, I know. What the hell? But if she acts like that at work, she's probably already on the firing list anyway. People are like, I told you so-and-so was a jackass. All right, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.
Can I get another cigarette, please? Can I get another cigarette, please? Yeah, I know I live to regret it. Just give me another cigarette, please.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing first base for the Chicago Cubs, it's Michael Busch. 26 home runs, 76 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .256. Ian Happ batting second, playing left. 20 home runs, 66 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .237. Suzuki is in right field and batting third. 27 home runs, 90 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .243. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, the designated hitter, 28 home runs, 85 RBI, 32 stolen bases, batting .254. Nico Horner batting fifth, playing second. 6 home runs, 56 RBI, 24 stolen bases, batting .291. Castro is in center field and batting sixth. 11 home runs, 33 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .229. Dansby Swanson batting seventh, playing short. 22 home runs, 70 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .246. Shaw is at third and batting eighth. 11 home runs, 36 RBI, 16 stolen bases, batting .228. McGuire is at the catcher position tonight and batting ninth. 8 home runs, 22 RBI, a .233 average. on the mound for the Chicago Cubs. The left-hander, Shota Imanaga, 9-6 with a 3.15 ERA and a .93 WHIP. 123 innings, 92 hits allowed, 97 strikeouts, 23 walks, 23 home runs given up. He'll be going head-to-head with Respect Your Elder. Bryce Elder, 6-9 with a 5.54 ERA and a 1.43 WHIP. 131 innings, 141 hits, 105 strikeouts, 47 walks, 20 home runs given up. Backing up Elder in the bottom of the first inning, batting leadoff and playing left field, it's Jerickson Profar. 13 homers, a .261 average, 38 RBI. Matt Olson batting second, playing first. .270 average with 22 home runs, 79 RBI. Ozzie Albies batting third, playing second. 15 homers, 64 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .242. Ha-Sung Kim is batting cleanup with 3 home runs, 9 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .228. Drake Baldwin behind home plate, batting fifth. 15 home runs, 63 RBI, .276 average. Ronald Acuna Jr. batting sixth in right field. 15 home runs, 31 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .271. And patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 17 home runs, 79 RBI, 15 stolen bases, batting .244. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. He's got 20 home runs, 62 RBI, a .227 average. Nacho Alvarez is batting ninth and playing third. 9 RBI, a .256 clip. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Dan Iasona. CB Buckner is at first base. Second base will be manned by Scott Berry, and down the third base line, it's Adam Beck. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, at first pitch are expected to be about 76 degrees, with the wind blowing out to right field at about 11 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 101 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Our pick to click tonight here against Shota Imanaga. Let's go with Ozzie Albies. He's 4 for 6 lifetime with a home run and an RBI against the Southpaw. Should be noted, Drake Baldwin has never faced Imanaga. And why he's batting below Kim and in front of Acuna, who are a combined 0 for 10, is, well, someone's mailed the season in. Harris is 1 for 4, Ozuna 2 for 5, Nacho 0 for 2. Your American Rebel beer, keys to the game tonight, it's going to be all about Bryce Elder. If we get good Bryce Elder, we got a chance. We ought to hang in here and have a real fighter's chance to win this game. But if he goes out like he did 3-4 games ago and gives up 8 runs in 4 innings, it's going to be good night, Irene. I think Elder will probably pitch well tonight, but remember, the Cubs just saw him on Wednesday, so we didn't do him any favors by lining him up again. We're going to take a really quick break. When we return, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves, and we'll get you caught up on what's going on around the league, and we'll do a little roll call. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
The armchair quarterback, he's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man with a cool one in his head.
Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the Country Club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country! Y'all didn't see the change in our You haven't seen a change in our broadcasting. Excuse me, I had to look something up real quick. We are doing the doubleheader tonight. So for those of y'all who aren't football fans, we got an alternative for you. Monday Night Baseball. And it's going to be the Red Sox versus the A's. And the reason why we changed it, this is just a really good pitching matchup tonight. And I couldn't pass it up. And looking at the pitching matchup tomorrow for what was supposed to be Cincinnati versus San Diego, it was going to be a dud. And I'm like, you know what? We haven't really done the Red Sox much. Let's go ahead and bring them a game from out west, and that's what we're going to do. I am still planning on doing the Reds, hopefully down the stretch, but they're going to have to get back in. I mean, they're 4 games out of the wild card right now, so they're kind of out of the mix. They're going to have to play some good baseball, but hopefully they will. They'll make it tight against the Mets as their chase to the wild card, the final wild card. And if they do, we will definitely gladly bring you Cincinnati Reds baseball. Looking forward to doing a Reds game. It's just what they changed the pitching matchup, and it's going to be a terrible pitching matchup tomorrow night. All right, who do we have here in Braves country? The pitching match tonight, by the way, for the Red Sox and the Oakland A's. Garrett Crochet is on the bump for the Red Sox, and Morales, the rookie, is on the bump for the A's. This is going to be a showdown. I'm looking forward to that. It's 1.59 ERA versus 2.67 ERA. Should be a fun one. All right, let's see who we got in here. I see Royal Pita, Mark Ricky Ricardo, 522 Freedom. They can't take our freedom. My man Nathaniel Brooks, Uncle Charlie Fritz, Justin Bubba Hightower. What you talking about, Willis Mathis? Mark Ricky Ricardo, you got some splaining to do. A, where were you during the draft? And B, dude, your Dolphins, put a fork in them. They're cooked. One of the guys on the Thursday show, that's on the Thursday show, that was his lock of the week. He's been cussing your Dolphins for a good 24 hours now. Gary the Real McCoy in here today. James Fisher King. Ryan Levine. Or is it Levine? We're going to guess it's Levine, and if we're wrong, I'm sure he'll correct us. Cody Turner. Iron Lung, bringing you a doubleheader of baseball tonight, Iron Lung, so you can't complain about not understanding football. Everybody loves Raymond Lovelace. Tree Nug. I wasn't allowed to do it till just then, but because I was strict instructions, but we just opened up the chat to the non-country club members, so it is what it is. I'm not in charge of that. I just listen to what they want us to do, and that is done. So you're not in the country club, the door's been open. You can chat away. And if you have any complaints, please send them to John. What's your address again? Jen and Sean, good to see you. B.A. Baracus in here. See if I can scroll up and get a few before we hit first pitch. I had a disaster on my hands. Shortly before first pitch, some thief doing credit card stuff. So that's one of the reasons why the start is a little jangled up, because I was on the phone with the bank. Everything should be okay, but just a real pain. Hopefully whoever the perpetrator is dies a painful death. All right, let me see. Did I miss anybody? Braden Quinn. Justin Green Machine. Sean Murphy goes to the IL. We'll see him next year. That's the short of it. They're saying he's been playing with a tear near his oblique area. They're saying for 3 years. I don't know if I buy that. I think they're trying to sell us a bill of goods on why he's been bloody awful. But we'll see what happens. That could be a way to try to bend the narrative to be able to move him in a trade. So hopefully a quick and speedy recovery for Sean Murphy wherever he ends up at next season, whether it's here or elsewhere. And they said it without saying it, but Brian Snitker's done. They made the comment, is we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way, swinging by the Cubs. Then a little soft bouncer over to Olsen, flips it to Bryce Elder. We wait for the 3D to kick in. And it looks like we do have it going now. So 1 up, 1 down. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves country. Kind of a clunky beginning. They lost the camera view for a second and then jumped right back into it. So Bryce Elder goes back to spitting it, fires it up there, 92 miles an hour, right down the pipe on the outer edge to Ian Happ. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, 94. Right down the outer edge of it, too. It's funny, they were bragging about, while I was on the phone with the bank, I could hear the pregame on the TV as the 0-2, down and in 1 and 2. They go around, he did strike 3. Yak him. Set him down, Joe. His fingers is so. 2 away. Bryce Elder's over-under tonight out in the desert was 4.5, I believe, and 5.5 for Imanaga on the strikeout margin. First pitch to Suzuki is a sinker in the dirt. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. 93 right down the pipe, sinker, 1-1. Suzuki once again out in right field if you missed the intro, as he has been covering for Kyle Tucker, who's still not returned. 1-1 inside, ball 2-2. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it foul, 2-2. Congratulations to Doug on winning the Trophy League. The 2-2 pitch, and he go around. He did strike 3. I'm not sure if he actually went around, but we'll take it. 3 up, 3 down. The Cubs go down. 1, 2, 3. Jerickson Profar leads us off when we return.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Hall of Famer Larry Walker was a big fan of the number 3. He wore the number 33 for his entire career. His first contract with the Expos was $3 million, and the most stolen bases he had in a season was 33. He also got married on November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. His career batting average with the Rockies was .333, and he was the 333rd member of the Hall of Fame.
The final weeks of the 1908 National League season saw a fierce struggle between the Chicago Cubs and their arch rivals, the New York Giants. With the pennant on the line, they met at the Polo Grounds on September 23rd. In the bottom of the ninth, there were 2 outs and 2 men on for the Giants, with the score tied 1-1. Giant pinch hitter Moose McCormick was on third, representing the winning run. Fred Merkle was the runner on first. Al Bridwell, the Giant shortstop, was up to bat. He lined the very first pitch past Cubs second baseman Johnny Evers into center field for a clean single. Moose McCormick lumbered home. The Giants had won the game and most likely the pennant.
Trying to explain the Merkle boner in 25 words or less is like trying to explain relativity to kindergartners. It's a force out, and under the rules of baseball, and this had happened in a game umpired by the same umpire 3 weeks earlier, so Evers knew where he stood. Under the rules of baseball, the play was not completed so long as there was a force out possible, and when the force out concluded, the run that scored didn't count. It ended up determining who won the pennant that year. It also ended up leaving poor Fred Merkle with this eponym created to embarrass and humiliate him and his ghostly presence even to this day.
Imanaga goes to work. Lefty-righty matchup. Profar, your batter. First pitch on the way. High and out of the zone. It's 1-0. For all you country club members, your respect your elder emoji is going for you tonight. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. When I first came up with that nickname, we had an emoji. It was just an old man, but I like the Muppet one much better. I don't know about y'all, but I think I still have the old man one somewhere. But we've been using that for about 3 years now. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. I know we had it by last year. I'm not sure if we had the emojis in 2023, but by 24, I know we had it. And it's around here somewhere, but it's just an old man cartoon. I think the Muppet ones are much better, much more fitting for the nickname. I think he knows about any. Think they know about any of their nicknames in Braves country? The 1-2 count. Swing. Dribbles it over to third. It's a 5-3 put out to start the game for the Braves. Shaw. A good stab over there. Left to right across the outfield for the Cubs tonight. Happ, Castro, and Suzuki. Is Matt Olson, first pitch on the way, 92, right there for a strike. It's 1-1. Around the horn, Shaw to Dansby, to Horner, to Bush, who just made the catch. Over at first. The 0-1 inside. It's one of those nights, 0-2. 3 inches inside. Dan Iasone is not one of our favorites, but he can't even defend that one. That one was ridiculous. No 2 count. Infield back into the right. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He goes down on strikes. 2 down. Ozzie Albies will be your batter. Right side of the plates with the southpaw on the mound tonight. Ozzie batting .242 on the year. First pitch on the way. Little shake and a pause on the mound there by Imanaga. Flips a sweeper up there. Misses outside. It's 1-0. Phillies lead the Mets 1-0 there in the second inning. Big series for those two. The 1-0. Swing, pops it up. This one will get out of play, thankfully, 1-1. Ozzie, 242 average, 15 home runs, 64 ribbies, a 6.78 OPS. The 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, lifts it. High and deep into center field. Get up! Get up! Get up! Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ramble-lamma ding-dong, a solo shot. And Ozzie Albies are picked to click. That click clacked. How do you do a solo here in the first inning? .435 happy feet later, and the Bravos chop onto the board.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
First pitch on the way to Ha-Seong Kim. He's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Pauses, turns and burns. Down below the knee, splitter, 1-0. One count. Kim batting .228 on the year with 3 home runs. 9 RBI. The 1-1 swing rips it up the middle. That's through for a base hit. And Ha-Seong Kim with a 2-out single, and the hit parade continues here in the first inning. Got a pretty good idea for Kim's nickname and his soundbite, but I wasn't able to get to it today. I hope to be able to get to it tomorrow, so we'll keep that one in the hanger until we're ready to unleash the beast. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Daniel Baldwin. I said it again. Drake Baldwin. First pitch swinging. That ball's going to get up off the wall. That gets you down where the green grass grows. Clacking off the top of the wall, dropping to the ground. Here comes the throw towards the infield. Kim's going to come all the way around and score. And the Drake has an RBI double with 2 outs. You got to love the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
First pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Acuna batting .271, 15 home runs. Right there for a strike. So a 1-1 count. Shota brings it, swing, rips it through the infield. That's through for a base hit. Hard hit ball. And here comes the Drake, the throw to the plate. He is safe, and the Braves have taken a 3-0 lead. On the hot shot from Vamos Bravos, Acuna Matata. The Raja.
Bravo. Bravo.
They are cooking some Shota Imanaga tonight. They're going to go out there and have a talk with him. His interpreter will go out there with him. Imanaga. 17 pitches in. Michael Harris II is coming to the plate. Runner at first with 2 outs. They're going to flip it over there to first base to keep Acuna close by. Infield back into the right. Playing Harris to pull. The first pitch on the way. Swing! That ball is belted deep. Stay fair! Stay fair! It is gone, baby! Gone! Gone with the wind! Zip, boom, bam! Over the right field wall. They want to challenge it. We'll see what happens here. But for now, it was a hanger and a banger.
All right. My name is Monday Mike. All right.
Trying to figure out, it was a weird, so it's one of those weird camera angles.
Use your ass. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun.
Trying to get another look of where the ball landed.
Never know.
They're calling it a foul ball now. I want to see an actual replay though. All they keep showing it are the 4 dopes standing there talking about it. See if it disappears. Yeah, it looks like it disappeared. Just behind the foul pole from the camera angle. You can tell by Michael's expression when he started to head down to first, it gave it away. Michael's not going to be a very good poker player. He had the, oh man. And then they said it's a home run. He goes, are you serious? And he had a weird look to Imanaga, and that just gave it all away. No shock there. It was C.B. Buckner that blew it. He's the first base umpire, and he's about as blind as a bat. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Chase a splitter off the plate. 1-2. But nonetheless, the Braves do lead 3-0. It was an eventual good call. I don't know who actually overturned him as the 1-2 swing. Dribbles it over to second base. Easy 4-3 put out. Acuna had to jump over the bouncing ball, but that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 3 on the board. The Wiz goes Bonzo on a Monday night baseball edition in Braves country.
Bacon fact number 18. Bacon is healthier than crystal meth.
Ladies, when you send us to the store, turn your ringtone on. It's not even in case we might call you, okay? We're going to call you. The potatoes aren't where you said they'd be. The guy who works here's never even heard of the hair stuff you use. And the aisle you said ketchup would be in is now cleaning supplies. Meanwhile, my wife can't go 11 seconds without scrolling on TikTok. Yet every time she sends me to the store, she immediately gets into the shower after throwing her phone into the bottom of a lake. Can't get the girl to focus on a movie for an hour, but when she needs the most specific eggs they make, she cracks her phone in half and buries it like she's being tracked by the FBI. So I just gotta walk around Target like I'm studying for a chemistry test. Every time I go to the supermarket alone, they're rearranging the aisles. The section I gotta get to is always under construction. Do you know how many different types of cheese they make? Then I get called a moron when I buy the wrong one. Why do they make so many different toothpastes?
I'm a good man.
Yes, you are.
I'll give about 50% of my money to charity.
Yeah?
Except when she's not working, I give it to Destiny.
Crazy stats. Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
I remember reading a story one time about Cobb in the minor leagues playing, and they didn't shower in the ballpark. They would go back to their little apartment or house, whatever it was. And every day, Cobb was always in the tub ahead of the roommate. And this one particular day, the roommate got back to the house. and the roommate got into the tub. And Cobb came in and dragged him out of the tub and said from the bottom of his heart, "Don't you understand? I have to be first."
Welcome back. First pitch is a sinker from Bryce Elder. Right there, first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, slices it foul. It's 0-2. Gary said that Gary agreed that Michael needed to work on his poker face. I guess he needs to holler out to Lady Gaga. All right? Hi-oh! The 0-2. Called, look at strike three. Punched him out. P at the knees on the outer edge. 94. One down. Third strikeout of the night for the Elder. Elder Statesman. He throws a 4-pitch mix. You ought to know it by now, but he throws the slider and the sinker at about 78% of the time. Fastball and changeup, he's been throwing a little bit more, and even split at 11 apiece, coming in at 22%. Beginning of the year, it was closer to 80-20 on the 4 combined pitches. As the 0-1 says it back foul, it's 0-2. And they break down all this other stuff, but I think being able to place all 4 pitches more regularly has made him much more harder to hit. He did have the one hiccup 4 games ago as the 0-2 lifts into center field. Lazy fly ball making the catch. 2 down. So I was out there fighting with the we'll just have to wait on that. Wait for your screen to come back. It'll be all right. When I was out there waiting for the first pitch on the way is a 4-seamer high and out of the zone. Talking to the bank and I heard the television pregame. Is 1-0. Misses high, ball 2-2. So a 2-0 count, and I could hear them talk about Elder's last 5 starts being phenomenal. 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-2. I thought I was remember, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense, because when I was doing the prep, like I always do, I was like, his last 5 outings, I thought it was the 3rd or 4th back, he got clobbered, so I didn't react until I came in here into the studio to double check, and sure enough, I was right. He gave up 8 earned runs in just over 2 innings 4 games ago. 3-1 count. That is called not doing your own homework and having some also ran printing things out for you. The 3-1 swing, smoked through the infield, threw for a base hit. And 1 on, 2 outs here in the second. That'll be the first base hit for the Cubs. But I guarantee you the guy who's saying that, he had that handed to him and didn't do any actual research. I'm like, man, you've got one job that you're on the air for, 30 minutes a day? Do some research! First pitch on the way is a sinker down and away. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Boog, the play-by-play guy for Chicago, he ruffled some feathers. But he's not wrong. He ruffled some feathers last week. He was on a podcast. I don't know the podcast, but I just saw the quote where they were asking him about doing games, play-by-play, et cetera, as the 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. And his comment was that usually about half the people you're working with are ex-players, and most of the ex-players are terrible. The 1-1 swing, Chops it down towards the third base line. 1-2. And some people got bent out of shape about it and everything. Now, these are the same players that get bent out that will try to tell you that if someone hasn't played the game, they can't tell you anything about the game, which is utter nonsense. If someone's been following a team or doing broadcasting for decades and they don't know enough to tell you about the game, something's wrong. This is the 1-2 outside wide 2-2. But he's not wrong that most of the players that you run into, it's why so many of them get cycled through. It's because most of them aren't very good. They're usually a bunch of meatheads. And I'm not saying that goes for all of them because there are some that I like a lot. The 2-2. Swanson steps out for a second, calls a timeout. Doesn't actually get all the way out of the box, but he did use his timeout. 2-2 count. And I'll give you an example. One of my favorite pitch on the way. Swing, lifts it. High into left field. Drifting back, making the catch at the warning track. And that'll be out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. We'll talk about it when we come back. But y'all remember Joe Garagiola? He was great.
Check this out. Did you guys know that Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah. Now think about that, though. That's crazy. Like 2 cities in one state?
No, that's not crazy.
No, not at all. No. All right, I don't think you understand. There's 2 cities in the same state. Like, how's that even possible?
All states have more than one city.
No.
Yes.
There's no.
Yes.
There's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So that's what Pennsylvania is.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Philadelphia's not Pennsylvania?
No, Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. What is this man talking about?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. The 1960 World Series was between the Pirates and the Yankees and ended with a walk-off homer by Pirates second baseman Bill Mazeroski. The MVP of that series wasn't Mazeroski, but instead it was Yankees player Bobby Richardson. His 12 RBIs led him to becoming the only World Series MVP who was on the losing team.
It is important to remember in an imperfect and fretful world that we have an institution which is practically above reproach and above criticism. Nobody worth mentioning wants to change its constitution or limit its powers. The government is not asked to inspect it, regulate, suppress, guarantee, or own it. There is no movement afoot that we know of to uplift it like the stage, or to abolish it like marriage. No one complains that it is vulgar, like the newspapers, or that it assassinates genius, like the magazines. It rouses no class passions, and while it has magnates, they go unhung with our approval. This once comparatively perfect flower of our sadly defective civilization is, of course, baseball, the only important institution, so far as we remember, which the United States regards with a practically universal approval. Saturday Evening Post.
Welcome back. Darius, I threw you off using the meathead term, huh? And honestly, I grew up watching All in the Family. I grew up watching a lot of stuff. That's why I got a little weird turns. The 1-0 to Marcelo Ozuna's down and in. Did he go around? He did not. 2-0. 2-0 count. But some of the better broadcasters that have ever broadcasted baseball, I think he was specifically talking about baseball, is the 2-0. Swing, lifts it high into deep center field, drifting back, making the catch is Castro. One away. And I would say to a man, the baseball color commentators, ex-players are better than the football. The football ones are pretty bad. But he's not wrong about it. But when it comes down to is they throw these guys in the booth, they have very little actual on-the-job training. And they just figured that they can sit down and yap away and it can be interesting. And some of them have the gift of gab. I mean, let's not forget, Bob Uecker was an ex-player. He's one of the greats of all time, but so many of them are just duds. First pitch on the way to Alvarez is up top, misses high, it's 1-0. I'll tell you what, I was watching the tail end of the Falcons game yesterday, and that was brutal. Jonathan Vilma. And I always liked him as a player, but he is not good. The 1-0. Down and in 2-0. He was dull. The play-by-play guy seemed like he was pretty good, but you could tell he was kind of carrying the team, so to speak. But Vilma was dull, and he was wrong about half the stuff that he talked about. The 2-0. Swing, lifts it. High and deep into left center field. Not going to be quite enough underneath it, making the catch for a loud out number 2 is Castro once again. He's busy today. Braves are getting some good swings here on Imanaga. All in all, 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors. Narrowly missing a home run was Harris in the bottom of the first. It would have made this a 5-0 lead. It skipped past the pole, maybe 2 to 3 inches in front of it. They showed a replay later on as the first pitch on the way to Profar. That ball is going to get down, and is it a fair ball? Just foul. 0-1. Yeah, Vilma, man, he was brutal. My God. I know you're not throwing the marquee game, but it seems like he would be better, I don't know, possibly in studio. He seems like some of these guys are just put in the wrong spot. I don't think Tom Brady's very good, to be honest with you. And he took a year off to get ready for it. The 0-1. Swing pops back foul. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Profar grounded out to start the game. The 0-2. Misses high, 1-2. So he wasn't a no-hitter, Tree. He gave up no hits. Actually, that's the kid that's pitching tonight for the A's. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. You want to see him tonight? Tree, that's the guy who's going to be pitching in our doubleheader. We'll talk about it when we come back. He went 6 innings of no-hit ball, but he didn't complete the game for a no-hitter.
Okay, put a finger down if you my ex-boyfriend Steven in the Burger King parking lot.
John Lester will be remembered as a very intense, consistent pitcher. He was so consistent that in 241 starts for the Red Sox, he had a 3.64 ERA, and in 171 starts with the Cubs, he also had a 3.64 ERA. In 1995, a contest was held to name a future Arizona baseball team. The name Diamondbacks won, but there were some other choices. The Arizona Diamondbacks were almost the Rattlers, Scorpions, Phoenixes, or Coyotes.
I like old trucks, I like Nickelback, I like extra large t-shirts that say something funny on them, and I've realized that I am 1 beer belly and 2 ex-wives away from becoming my Uncle Earl.
Y'all, my dog's size and snore is way too hard for somebody who does not contribute to this household.
We don't have set sides of the bed.
Yeah, we sort of lie down wherever.
What are you, farm animals? Couples have set sides of the bed. Walk me through this. You get ready for bed. You put your sweats on, whatever.
No, actually, we sleep naked.
I'm sorry, what? No sides, no clothes, no rules. Basically, your bedroom is Thunderdome. Filthy, naked hippies.
Baseball's thought of as this game of geometry. The game of geometry. It's perfect. It's 90 feet, it's 60 feet, it's this, it's that. Everything's perfect, right angles, everything's all that. And then it has the strictest rules, and it has the strictest history, everything interpreted. And kids play it all over the place with 2 bases, 1 base, with a car parked in the middle of where they're playing. They play it in the street. We played it in the hollow, used trees for bases. We call it the hollow, where I lived in Lexington, Virginia. We had a wonderful baseball game. You can improvise baseball in a living room. You can improvise baseball on a New York street, and people do every day. You can play it in a pasture. You can play it on the side of a hill. You can play baseball anywhere.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a sinker, banging off the plate. Elder to Shaw, it's 0-1. Shaw batting .228 on the year with 11 home runs, 36 RBI. The 0-1 pops it up. It'll just bend out of play, past the first base side. Takes a high bounce, and 5 or 6 people are fighting over the ball, so they'll be on the news. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. He went around. Strike 3. Got him. 1 away. His 4th strikeout of the night. 1 away from his line out in the desert. That was the second time tonight that he's gotten a strikeout on a check swing where you can debate whether or not the bat went around. But to the letter of the law, it is, did he offer at it? Did he mean to offer at it? And that's all it takes to call it a strike. First pitch to McGuire is off the plate for a ball sinker. Down and away, it's 1-0. Reese McGuire, the Hind catcher, batting .230 with 8 home runs. Takes the slider inside, first strike, it's 1-1. Braves 3, Cubs nothing. The 1-1. Ball misses 2-1, just below the knees. 2-1 count. Swing, rips it over towards the right side of the infield. Ozzie Albies will get it just past his shoe tops. Spin, fire to first. 4-3, 2 down. Nifty play by the Wiz. Keep your balance like that. That ball's getting scorched over there to your left. That is not an easy feat. Once he got the ball, pretty easy pickings, but to get over there and keep your balance, good play by Ozzie. First pitch to the leadoff hitter for the Cubs as the lineup flips back over. Michael Busch. It's 1-0. 1-0. Slider, swing and a miss. Over the top, 1-1. 1-1 count. Elder looks in and delivers. 95 right there on the inner cut, smacking the black. It's 1-2. Chicago Cubs cut into today 7.5 back in the NL Central, but it's the wild card that they're focused on is the 1-2. Slider down and in. 2-2, evening up the count. Cubs have gotten red hot recently, and more importantly is the 2-2. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end the inning. Cubs go down 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash. Respect your elder. The elder statesman's got 5 punchies.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up? Well, of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat? It's 85 degrees. 85? Do you have any idea how much even a few degrees can impact the gas bill? Of course I do. It's unthinkable. Why is it so hot? Someone fiddled with the thermostat. What? Who would do that?
What is going on?
Adriana, she turned up the thermostat. Said she fiddles with the thermostat at your place anytime she damn well pleases. Hey, you might as well give her your wallet and your 401k while you're at it. Brad, do you let the kids touch the thermostat at your house? What? No. The thermostat is a sacred covenant. I can't believe we're even talking about this. This is madness.
Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27th, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27th, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
Bad check, dumbass.
Holy crap!
No, it is not a bad check. We just want to say goodnight, and we love you very, very much. What are you doing?
Oh, just nailing his window shut for his own good.
What if there's a fire?
Well, then I guess you can just light your dope with it, dopehead.
If you look at pictures of, say, the 1915 Pirates, you're going to see a very different kind of face than you see today. Hard men. Baseball at that point was a way out of the mines. This was a way for immigrant Americans to make a career, and they were tough men. hungry young men coming after the established older men. Baseball was played with a ferocity of kind of life and death, which in a sense it was for these players. So it represented the rise of American striving in a certain way.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is swung on and scalded into right field. That's down for a base hit.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Ozzie Albies your batter. First pitch on the way, 83 mile an hour. Splitter misses high and out of the zone. One-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss up top, sweeper. A 1-1 count. Runner at first. Nobody out. Kicks and fires. Swing, smacks it down the third base line, but that'll be plenty foul. 1-2. I believe Ozzie broke his bat, so he'll take a second to get back into the box as the bat boy brings him a new one. That's his go-to backup bat. I've noticed that red and gold one that he... I guess the red's almost like a darker red, almost like a garnet or a maroon. But whenever he has a broken bat, you always get that one in his hand. Old Betsy. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Throw that one out too, Ozzie. One away. One up, one down. You're just joining us. Ozzie smoked one over the wall for his 16th home run of the year. His first time up. This will bring Ha-Sung Kim to the plate. He singled his first time around. Came around to score. First pitch to Kim is swung on and smacked back foul. It's 0-1. Infield back into the left. Shota looks in. Brings it. Sweeper up top. He's missing a lot of pitches up top. That's not normally like Imanaga. Typically, Shota likes to keep the ball down, diving out of the zone. Keep the ball on the ground. He's missed a lot of them up top. The 1-1. Swing. That ball's laced towards left field. Making the catch is the left fielder Hap. He'll fire it into first. Very close. Matt Olson almost getting doubled off, but he did get back in time by about a half a step. 2 down. Good throw by Hap. He's played all over infield, outfield. He has got a cannon for an arm. And that was an impressive throw considering he was off balance heading the other direction. One hopper right to first from left field. Drake Baldwin doubled his first time up. He takes the first pitch swinging, bangs it down the line foul. It's 0-1. So he'll be your everyday catcher going forward. They did promote Sandy Leone, and he'll get some starts behind the plate, but Baldwin will get a real opportunity to win that Rookie of the Year now with Sean Murphy out for the year. The 0-1, swing, lifts it down the left field line, going back on the track. Making the catch is Ian Happ, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on but couldn't get him across. It's 3-0. We'll go to the fourth here in Braves country.
Some people are like old TVs. They need to be slapped a few times to get the picture.
He Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
In 1910, Ty Cobb was locked in a fierce battle with Napoleon Lajoie of the Cleveland Indians for the batting championship of the American League. The hugely popular Lajoie had led the league in batting twice before and was considered the greatest second baseman in the game. The Chalmers Motor Company had offered a new car to the man who won the title. Cobb wanted that car, but he was so detested by those who played against him that when he and Lajoie were neck and neck for the title at the very end of the season, the manager of the St. Louis Browns, just to spite Cobb, ordered his third baseman to play so deep that Lajoie got 6 bunt singles in a row. The manager was found out and fired. Cobb ended up winning the title by a single percentage point. Years later, it was discovered that in fact Lajoie should have won. Cobb's average had been inflated by counting one game twice, but both men got cars. It would be the first of 10 cars Cobb would receive over his career.
Bryce Elder is going to go back to work here with a 3-0 lead, top of the fourth. First pitch swinging, pops it up. High in the sky, Ian Happ will give it a ride, but Acuna will sit underneath it, make the catch at the warning track. F9 your scorecard, 1 away. One up, 1 down. Kicks him. Suzuki, your batter. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a sinker at the knees. Did not get the call. That was a bad call. It's 1-0. Iasona spotting dimes and eating onions. 0-1 right there. 1-0 right there for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 count. Inside. 2-1. I think that was Spencer Strider they just showed in the dugout. Is that him? Did he shave? I can't tell. I've never seen Spencer Strider not shaved. Standing next to Joey Wentz. It looks like it's him. I don't know. It's either that or it's one of the youngsters they just brought up. It looks like Strider without a beard. Or a mustache. I mean, he's clean shaven. 3-1 count. That threw me for a loop. I think that's him, the 3-1. Swing lifts it high and deep into left field. Going back on the track at the warning track. Making the catch just before the wall is Jurickson Profar. Profar, pro good. 2 away. Two up, 2 down. Elder, 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts in case you're just joining us. First pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong is a slider right there on the outer cut for a strike. It's 0-1. We didn't see him except for 1 game in the series last week in Chicago is the 0-1 swing and miss. It's 0-2. They've been trying to get him out of his funk that he's been in for about a month. Going into August, he was one of the top MVP candidates, and now he's fallen off mightily. He still has good numbers overall for the year. They're trying to fix his slump. The 0-2 count. Swing lifts it. high and deep into right, and Cunha will circle around, make the catch. He does that from time to time. He'll take that long, slow jog, and you think the ball's leaving the building. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th, leading by 3.
People that walk in the middle of a parking lot, like right down the middle, are wild to me. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, I had no idea there was a car behind me in the middle of a parking lot. It must suck to suck. There's way too many people outside.
You know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What that's that? I ain't heard nothing about that.
Armchair.
Cheating on me? That's easy. But trying to stop your car with no brake pads ain't.
The Steve Bartman incident was a very controversial play in which Bartman accidentally prevented a Cubs outfielder from catching a ball, which then spiraled into the Cubs losing the game and eventually the championship series. Cubs fans were livid with Bartman, but the actual Cubs team was apologetic. In fact, after winning it all in 2016, the Cubs decided to give Bartman a World Series ring.
They should have x-rayed your head at the hospital. They did. And for your information, they found nothing.
On November 13th, 1911, John Jordan O'Neill, who would one day become one of baseball's greatest ambassadors, was born in the Gulf Coast port town of Carabel, Florida, the grandson of a slave.
Every town had a baseball team. In my town, Carabel, they had a little local baseball team, and my father played on the baseball team. It was only 4 high schools in the state of Florida a black kid could attend. So just elementary education. Well, so I've got to go to the Sarah field. And in that Sarah field, I was a box boy. I'm sitting behind the boxes one day, and it was hot in Florida, and I was sweaty, and that muck was, I'm itching, and I said, damn, it's got to be something better than this.
Welcome back, Atlanta Braves. Lead this one 3-0. Bottom of the 4th we go. Ronald Acuna Jr. takes a swing and a miss at the first pitch. Splitter down and in. It's 0-1. An RBI single his first time up. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Why do you got to put either on the hot dog? The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase a splitter well out of the zone, one away. They're debating on what's grosser, chocolate or mayonnaise on a hot dog. I'm like, why you got to put... If that's the options, I'm good, man. I'm good. There's got to be another condiment laying around. Why does it have to be chocolate or mayonnaise on a hot dog? First pitch to Harris is a swing and a miss. Over the top sinker, it's 0-1. I think I've told the story before, but guys that one of the guys that used to be on the show, I've worked in the restaurant business for years, and he liked mayonnaise on hot dogs. And we were working one day as the 0-1 misses high and inside. 1-1. Harris 0 for 1 on the day. 17 home runs, 79 RBI. We had another buddy that worked with us that was the 1-1 inside 2-1. He and this guy used to get into it all the time, just joking around. But they would give each other. They never stopped giving each other a hard time. It's kind of the way kitchens are, but they took it to the next level. It's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Sweeper chasing it away. 2-2. Harris came dangerously close to hitting a 2-run home run his last time up. Just barely went foul after they reviewed it. Grounded out to end the at-bat. The guy's name was Billy that liked the mayonnaise on the hot dogs. And is the 2-2. Swing, chops it. Just gets a piece of it. Do it again. One day we're in the kitchen. One day I'm over there by the grill, and I hear our buddy Casey look at that guy Billy and say, "You disgust me, Billy." And I look over, and the guy Bill is the 2-2 down the way 3-2. He has got a mouthful of hot dog with mayonnaise just shooting everywhere. I lost it, man. I couldn't control it. I had to walk out of the kitchen. I was laughing so damn hard. The payoff pitch, swing, fouls that one away. I still can't tell that story without laughing because the look that he had on his face with that mayonnaise hot dog of both shock and embarrassment, and you knew he was mad at the kid Casey that said it to him. I knew that night we were all going to drink beer and there was going to be some rowdy behavior outside the bar. The payoff pitch, pops it up. Very shallow left field. Dansby Swanson has it. 2 down. He's back into that slump again where he's just doing that winding swing. It's not the stance. It's the delivery of his swing. When you see that round swing of his, he always ends up popping it up, or he's going over the ball and he's dribbling it. When he's got that level swing through the zone, Michael Harris is usually hell on wheels. First pitch to Ozuna is swung on and popped back foul. It's on one. Not only did Doug won the trophy league, I got the dynasty back-to-back years, baby. And I got it just in time because Harris and the rest of them on my team were starting to peter at the end of the week, and I was so glad to get out of that week. The 0-1, inside one of them. 1-1 count to Ozuna. Lefty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Inside, 92 misses. To him. That was a good question, okay? The 2-1 count. Splitter outside wide. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I just got some chips. I didn't plan very well today because I was doing so much other stuff, and deciding to take on that double header kind of eliminated that. So I just got chips going. I don't have anything fun to do to talk about tonight. The 2-2 fouls it back. We'll do it again. I tend not to eat a whole lot when I'm doing the games anyways. I usually do it before. I don't get to it after. But tonight, that doubleheader will end so late, I'll probably just call it a day. The 2-2 fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Nothing else are making them work this inning. Imanaga's about to throw his 59th pitch. Braves lead it 3-0. What is diet pizza? Is that just the condiments that go on top of it? No bread, the 2-2. Dribbles it over towards short. Dansby's got it. He'll get Ozuna with ease, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We go to the 5th, leading 3-0.
I think I have Alzheimer's because I can't remember when I asked you for your opinion.
Crazy stats. Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27th, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27th, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
She said, "This is the definition of the female gaze." What? Like lesbians, dude? The female gaze. No, they're called lesbians. No, the female gays.
But I'm not just saying that. Like they prefer to be called lesbians, dude.
The female gaze, like with your eyes. You gaze with your eyes.
I have gay eyes. Do I have?
It's almost not even worth it.
No. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
No, oh my god, me, dude. You're the one that don't know the word lesbians.
I know the word lesbian, dude. I mean, like to see, like
they don't see different, dude. I'm telling you, they don't see any different though.
I'm done.
I've done the research, dude. I've watched like a ton of footage.
Though Ty Cobb and the Washington Senators star pitcher Walter Johnson were the decade's greatest players, a host of other stars vied for an adoring public's attention. Tris Speaker was Harry Hooper's teammate, the Boston Red Sox regal center fielder. A former rodeo cowboy whose fans called him the Gray Eagle, he transformed outfield play. He played so shallow that he often recorded unassisted double plays at second base. He threw out a record 35 American League base runners in a single season twice. During a slump in 1910, he was asked by his manager to give up his cherished third spot in the batting order. Like hell I will, he said, and ended the season the Red Sox best hitter.
Welcome back. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Nico Horner, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Shout out to Lori. I didn't see it till today, Lori. I saw there was a message sent, but so many of them were spam. I tend to not look at them. But I guess her and her grandmother were listening yesterday from Iowa. I guess her grandmother was a big Mariners fan. The 0-2. Swung on, lifted high. Into center field. Harris makes a catch, one away. First pitch on the way is a four-seamer. Right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Okay, just to be clear, because I'm getting a question in the chat, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. The 0-1. Over there to first. It's hit right in front of the plate. Elder flips it to first, 2 down. I don't control any kind of the ads that are popping up for YouTube. YouTube does that, not me. It just means that we're a popular channel and we're getting, that's what, the more popular you are, the more you get. But I don't control that. Welcome to 2025, y'all. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss of a slider. It's 0-1. I mean, the easiest way to get rid of it is to do the YouTube Premium, which is probably what they're trying to get you to do. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. And I guess Envy likes the start the buses she's gone thing that Gary always puts in the chat. Really, that was done by one of the Braves guys. It's not my call. I don't use it because, first of all, you can only use it for a walk-off. You use it any other time, it's goofy and it's in the wrong place. Because the idea is start the buses, the game is over, they're walking it off. You can't use that during like the first inning or something. So that ain't happening. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. Bryce Elder's doing some things here tonight. He's got his 6th strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th, bottom of the 5th. What am I talking about? Nothing. I got to turn off my DMs.
Oh my God, you smell like weed. Oh, well, you smell like your husband left you for a younger woman, Carol. Shut the up.
Welcome to a day in the life of an umpire in the late 1800s. Many were ex-ball players with little to no prior experience. One umpire presided over a game, and that one umpire worked the entire homestand. They would stand behind the catcher until someone got on base. Once someone got on, they would move behind the pitcher and call balls and strikes from there. They were often responsible for many things at once, making sure runners touch bases, keeping an eye on the ball, and calling close plays. Sometimes all at the same time. It wasn't until 1885, 9 years after the first professional umpire, before they began wearing chest protectors for the first time. They were paid $5 by the home team per game. The home team chose the umpires from a list of 5 names submitted by the visiting club. Umpires were routinely spiked, kicked, cursed, and spat on by players while fans hurled debris at them from the stands. Despite there being no dress code, they often wore a top hat, a Prince Albert coat, and a cane. There was a high turnover rate due to low pay and poor working conditions.
Question 2. Who would you rather spend the night with? A, your wife, or B?
B. Kirk Gibson walking off Game 1 of the 1988 World Series is one of the most iconic home runs of all time. Despite how famous the play is, nobody knows where the home run ball itself is located. The bat, helmet, and jersey from that moment are all accounted for, but the ball has seemingly disappeared.
Walk around Walmart eating grapes all day, nobody says a word. I open one Miller Life, they call it law.
Eddie Collins first played in Connie Mack's celebrated $100,000 infield, but was sent to the Chicago White Sox when Mack sold off his championship team. Collins hit over .340 for 10 seasons and played second base with such cheerful confidence in his own skills that opponents and teammates alike called him Cocky Collins.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. Peta says, please do. Peta, you're going to be in the front row. You're the main one who doesn't understand any of this stuff. The 1-0, left-righty matchup. Inside, 2-0. 2-0 count. We have thought about the idea in years past. I just don't know if there's any on the series, because I mean, I'm joking about all the other stuff. There's a 2-0 swing and a miss, 2-1. Nacho Alvarez 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out. We may do some version of like a Once Upon a Pastime, but explaining some of the weird ass rules that baseball has. The 2-1, right there on the inner track, 2-2. Some of the ones that like never get brought up. We'd have to do it during the off season, but some of the ones that never get brought up, or just different strategies and why certain things are, and you could also incorporate that into what the whole fantasy baseball thing is all about. Because I know a lot of people who have asked me about it, who've played fantasy football, they want to learn, but they've never been taught. And the 2-2. Pops it back foul, we'll do it again. I've been playing that almost as long as it's been around. The guy that created it was in the 1970s, late 1970s up in the New York area. And I started playing it in the mid to late 80s when it first came out in Baseball Weekly. They called it magazine, but it was a newspaper. It was newspaper print. It folded over like a magazine, but it was newspaper print. The 2-2 count. Swing, lifts it high into left field. Dansby Swanson there for the catch in foul territory, shallow left field. Went away. Are we going to get a home run from Nacho Alvarez? That's what I want to know. That would make my year to see him hit one out. Because I feel like he's got the power to do it. I don't know why he hasn't hit one. He's hit some in the minor leagues, and I don't expect him to ever be a power hitter per se. But he's not a little guy. You would think he could put a charge into the baseball. Maybe he needs to talk to Jerks and Profar's guy in the offseason. First pitch to Profar is sweeper, misses high. It's 1-0. Iron Lung, I feel like you're making a joke, and I really don't want to know what it is. The 1-0 swing, lifts it. high in the center field. Right center making the catch is Castro for out number 2. Man, the worse the team has gotten, the dirtier the messages have been on YouTube. The chat. Lefty-lefty matchup. Matt Olson takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. I remember when y'all used to talk about baseball in the chat. That is long gone. You can't even see that in the rearview mirror. That left around the All-Star break to 1-0. Swing, dribbles it over to second. 4-3 put out, and the Braves go down in order. We go to the 6th in a pretty fast-moving ball game. Man, I might end up having to take like a siesta or something in between games 1 and game 2. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So I was on my way home the other day, and I seen this homeless man. I stopped to check on him. He said, "Hey, bud, you couldn't spare a couple dollars, could you?" I opened my wallet and had $2 in. I said, "Yeah, I got $2 here," and went to hand it to him, and I stopped and I said, "Hey, I'm just curious. You gonna spend this money on alcohol, are you? Whiskey, wine, anything like that?" He said, "No, sir." I said, "I quit drinking many years ago." And I was like, "Well, all right, that's good, but you ain't gonna spend it on gambling, are you? Like lottery tickets and stuff?" He said, "No, sir. I quit that gambling years ago. I'm just trying to get day by day, man. Every little bit helps." I said, "All right, well, you ain't gonna spend it on them there drugs, are you? Cocaine, marijuana, methamphetamines?" He said, "No, I give up doing the drugs too, bud." He said, "I'm just trying to get myself together." I said, all right, well, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna take this $2 back home, and I'm just gonna take you with me, and I'm gonna get my wife to cook you a hot meal." And he said, "Well, I'm much obliged, sir. I surely appreciate it." He said, "Well, why would you do that?" I said, I just want to show her what happens if I was to quit drinking, lottery, and get off cocaine."
First baseman Hal Chase, Prince Hal, was charming and skilled enough to have become one of baseball's most popular stars. But he was also so unabashed about consorting with gamblers that 3 different managers accused him of throwing game, and fans took to chanting, "What's the odds?" whenever he took the field.
Chase was a great fielding and decent hitting first baseman for the New York team in the American League. He was a gambler, and he ran with the gambling crowd, and he lived very well on the winnings that he got from making errors when he needed to make errors. He was a scary figure, scary because he was tolerated, scary because of what he did, scary too because in 1916, as Christy Mathewson, the great Christian gentleman, is completing his career with the Cincinnati Reds, Chase is on that team, and Chase's open vituperative scorn for somebody who lived so well and so purely was beyond ugliness.
Bryce Elder goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a slider down and away right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Shaw, the batter. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The second game tonight starts right after 10 o'clock. I think we have 10:30 as the start time, but if this game ends early, we'll end up getting it going on time. Just never know what time to put up there because a true 3-hour game would take us to 10:15 is the 0-2. Inside 1-2. And then you need a few minutes to create all the stuff that I need to create. Usually I do that during the breaks, but if I can't get to it, then I have to do it in between game 1 and game 2. 1-2 count, down and away, 2-2. Tomorrow is my actual birthday. I was gonna do a doubleheader tomorrow just because I got plans on Thursday and Wednesday. I didn't want to be doing a doubleheader and be wore out when we're going out on Wednesday. It's a 3-2 down and away, full count. And my oldest puppy it's her birthday on Wednesday, so my birthday's been forgotten about. You can imagine it's over. The 3-2 pops it up. Can of corn over there. Kim's got it. Very shallow left field. F6 in your scorecard, 1 away. When we found out that the puppy's birthday was right next to mine, I was like, that's it. It's over. That's a wrap. Good to see Joey Loftus. First sinker on the way of the inning is a strike right there at the knees to McGuire. Righty-lefty matchup. Reese McGuire. It's 1-0. 1-0. Fouls away 1-1. So the whole thing about Sean Murphy out for the season, been playing with a tear in his side. They're saying for 3 years. I mean, what is the 1-1? Swing, chops, and foul. It's 1-2. That is how they're going to sell the narrative of why they're not going to trade Sean Murphy now. So we're stuck with him, I guarantee you. Which means that in all likelihood, he'll become the everyday catcher. And Drake Baldwin will become your designated hitter. I would like to see them trade Sean Murphy, get a good veteran defensive catcher, continue to teach Baldwin behind the plate, and go get a real thumper for the designated hitter role. 1-2. Fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. But he was spinning and shucking and jiving, singing you all the songs today. They had like a 30-minute interview. I only caught like 10 minutes of it. But he was singing all the tap dancing. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count to McGuire, one down. Number 9 hitter, so the top of the order looms on deck. The 2-2. Swing, roller, bounced over towards Ozzie at second. He's got a bit of a ways to go, but he'll grab it and throw it to first. And it's a 4-3 put out, 2 down. But that's how they'll sell it to you. And Sean Murphy offensively he's a dead zone. If you have him catching or DHing on certain days, the slider on the way is down there, swing and a miss, it's 0-1. He is going to be an absolute, just a hole in the lineup that will never get filled. The 0-1. Slider. Down and in. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, rips it into right field, down for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for the Cubbies. So what that means, big picture with the Braves, so he's supposed to be back by January. If they don't move him and they keep him, it's going to limit their funds to go get a designated hitter. And they'll still be able to get a respectable DH, but it's going to limit their funds if they're not willing to trade him. First pitch is a 1-0 fastball high and out of the zone. I'd like to see, and I don't even care about them going all in on getting some big old expenso DH, but give me quite a bit more funds to bolster that bullpen. 1-0 misses, it's 2-1. Two-0 count. I was willing to give it a chance, but now I'm beyond over Ozuna as the designated hitter as the 2-0 down away 3-0. Because unless he's got some injury, and if he does, I don't want to sit through a rehab assignment with him, bring him back in June or July. But he's had an absolute power outage. It's a 3-0 outside wide ball 4. So Elder starting to struggle here. Just threw his 74th pitch. It's his first walk of the game. But more importantly, this is the third time through the lineup. That's going to bring Seiya Suzuki tying run to home plate. Drake goes out there to have a quick chat with Elder. If some of these guys hit that they're picking up off the scrap heap for the bullpen, though, that's going to be something. Because you've got arbitration years left for a Diaz that we talked about on Braves Country today that they added to the lineup. First pitch on the way to Suzuki is a low sinker for a strike. We'll take it. It's a one. They picked up Diaz. Off the trash heap as the 0-1. Swung on, banged over to short. Throw is going to go to second base after Kim leaps up and fires it to second. And they're going to say he's safe. I was a little surprised he didn't go to first on that one. We don't get the view of where the runner is. Looking at it, oh yeah, he should have went to first. He had plenty of time. Suzuki runs okay, but he's not known for blazing speed. Meanwhile, Happ does have good speed. The first pitch on the way to PCA is chopped over to first, and Olsen flips it to Elder, and we get out of the jam. Woo! Let's go. Bottom of the sixth. Let's get some more runs. Get this man a W.
Why did the old man fall into the well? Because he couldn't see that well.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
We're in place Buford. Buford, you listening? Now get this. That's when the subcommittee had to reallocate the funds, and then
Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
One of baseball's most beloved stars was Cleveland pitcher Addie Joss. He was nicknamed the human hairpin because of his height and the exaggerated motion with which he hurled the ball. He had won 20 or more games 4 seasons in a row and was a favorite with fans and players alike. Even opposing players enjoyed hearing him harmonize with Ed Walsh of the Chicago White Sox. But Joss had a terrible secret. He was suffering from meningitis. He struggled through the 1910 season, even pitched a no-hitter without telling anyone. But he collapsed before an exhibition game the following spring. Joss died 11 days later. He was just 31.
Welcome back. First pitch from Imanaga to Ozzie Albies is right there for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Ozzie hit a home run his first time up. Fastball, high and out of the zone. Ball 2-0. Shota's at 71 pitches. He's pretty good on that front. All 3 of his runs were given up in the first inning. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Ozzie came out of his shoes on that one. Fastball off the plate. 2-1 count. What are y'all talking about, Wendy's? The 2-1 to Ozzie Albies. Gonzaga fires it up there, smack down the line, foul, 2-2. The 2-2 in the dirt. Good take, 3-2. I misunderstood. When y'all were talking about 1995, I swear to God, thought y'all were talking about spending $20 on a designated hitter. I didn't know y'all were talking about Baconators and cheeseburgers and stuff. The 3-2 pitch, pops it up, can of corn, over by first. Michael Bush-Beer makes the catch, one away. Man, if the Cardinals aren't going to make a trade for him, can the Braves get him? I like saying that name. We could have a whole thing with him hitting home runs and stuff. Head for the mountains. I remember Fuddruckers iron. We had one in one of the towns I lived in a long time ago. I think they may even had one here in Jacksonville, but up north in Tennessee, they had one. They turned it into a nightclub when it went tits up. As the first pitch to Kim is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pops it up. Shallow center field. Making the catch. It's Castro for out number 2. It was pretty good. I mean, it was from what I remember, it was a burger bar. It was like a burger bar that had like a salad bar, and they had all kind of different toppings. For what it was pretty good. I think they phased out because as Drake Baldwin comes to the plate, takes the first pitch inside for a strike. It's 0-1. I believe that they faded out because as America's palate got a little more refined, they no longer just want to throw a bunch of junk on a burger. They wanted a good hamburger. If they were going to spend higher prices than they won. Up top. Misses inside for a ball. It's 1-1. That Fuddrucker shut down and they turned it into a nightclub. It was a rough nightclub too. I did some security there in the 90s. It was the 1-1 swing. Lifts it high and deep into right field, but not deep enough. Coming in, making the catch of Suzuki, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We'll go to the 7th when we return. Maybe we'll talk about old Fuddrucker fights.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite. And I just can't. Because I don't like any of your kids.
Camden Yards is where the Baltimore Orioles play their home games. The ballpark was actually built very close to where Babe Ruth was born. In fact, Ruth's father allegedly owned a pub exactly where center field is today.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Hey babe. Yeah. I decided that tonight I'm gonna skip out on Tuesday night football and take you on a date.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
We can go get sushi or something.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yay! Actually?
Yeah. I figured I'd put a break on football for a little bit, just because I feel like we watch it a lot.
It's a game where the emphasis during the course of it is put on a single individual. Fly ball goes out towards the left fielder, and he has this moment of what's going to happen. Fred Snodgrass, who was one of the great players for the Giants back in the old days, and I think it was in 1912 he missed a fly ball which lost the Giants the World Series. When he died, this enormously successful man at the age of 83 or something like that, a banker in California or whatever, Fred Snodgrass dies muffed fly ball in 1912. I mean, this, and despite his success, despite his joys or grandchildren and so forth, there was this one stigma that was attached to him for the rest of his life. So it does indeed have to do with, you better catch that fly ball out in left field or you're marked forever.
Bryce Elder goes back to work. Who was it that was in here the other night talking about Huddle House, that his wife or girlfriend worked at Huddle House? I was listening to the game. Speaking of Huddle House, I don't know, Brian, I would take Huddle House over Waffle House any day. You know, one swing and a miss, it's 0-2. But that's because I like their sandwich. Like, they had really good melts there. The 0-2 count. Swing, lifts it into left field, down for a base hit. Nico Horner turns the corner. Profar falls down, and it'll be a leadoff double. You could technically give them an error on that, but I don't think they will. Even if a guy falls, it could still technically be an error, but his feet just came out from under him. So a leadoff double for the Cubbies here in the top of the 7th. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. Was it Cody? Are you saying it was me? You put in it was Mac. The 2-0 count. Four-seam fastball. Right there at the knees, 2-1. Down and away, 3-1. It's also the difference of when I ate there, because in my youth, I ate at Huddle House after the bars closed, so everything's good at that point. It was a 3-1, fouled away, 3-2. Waffle House, we typically went to the next morning. And it was just because where we lived, it was easier to get to the Huddle House than it was to go to Waffle. The awful Waffle. Full count. Swing, fouls it straight back. Do it again. And they had a jukebox in the Huddle House that we had, so you would get a few in you at the bar and go blare the jukebox and eat a patty melt, and everything was all right in the world. Full count, top of the 7th. Pitch to Castro. Swing, rips it over to second. Ozzie has it. He'll flip it to first. 1 down. On the play, Nico heads over to third. Braves will still play the infield back, or at least they should, with a 3-run lead, making sure this doesn't turn into a crooked number in this inning. Okay, Cody, I thought it was you, but I didn't want to misspeak. The sinker. Mrs. Hines won. I thought you were making a joke, like laugh out loud, it was you. It was drunk in the Huddle House. What are you talking about? The 1-0 count. Chops it over to third. Did he get him? It was a fair ball. Nacho Alvarez fell on top of the runner. And I guess they're calling him safe, so it's going to be an infield single. Nacho came over, and he tripped over the bag and slammed into the runner. The runner came off the bag. If Nacho swipes at him with the freaking glove, it's going to be an out, but he didn't. He just laid there like a thumb. So runners on the corners and 1 out. He appears to be okay. I think Snicker is he wanting to challenge? No, he's just wanting to make a pitching change. All right, we'll be back in a flash. Honestly, I don't know if that's worth the pitching change. Elder's at 89 pitches. He's pitched well, and that was just a goofy play that got Dansby to the bag. We'll be back in a flash. Shaw is the batter if they don't pinch hit. The right-hander, Pierce Johnson, coming in. On this date in 1885, George H. Rawlings patents a close-fitting baseball glove that features padding made of felt and rubber in the fingers, thumb, and palm. The owner of the St. Louis sporting goods store invented the padded equipment to prevent players from bruising their hands when catching a ball. On this date in 1939, the great Bob Feller, with his 12-1 victory over the St. Louis Browns, becomes the youngest modern-era player to win 20 games in a season. The 20-year-old Cleveland Indians fireballer finishes the season 24-9 while posting an ERA of 2.85. The 8-time All-Star Bullet Bob, or Rapid Robert, will lose 3 peak seasons of his career when he leaves to fight for his nation in World War II from 1941 to 1945. And on this date in 1998, St. Louis Cardinal first baseman Mark McGwire connects off of Cub hurler Steve Traxel, sending a 341-foot line drive over the left field wall for his historic 62nd home run of the season, breaking the single-season home run record set by 1961 Roger Maris. Big Mac's historic homer comes in the 4th inning of a nationally televised game, but has been a very disputable record, as McGwire, in his link to PEDs, tarnished his career along with other contemporaries. Welcome back. Runners on the corners, 1 out. I just put it in the chat, but for those of y'all listening on radio, my wife brought home Duncan for birthdays tomorrow, so in theory it's for tomorrow morning. As the first pitch on the way is a curveball up top for a strike. It's 0-1. First pitch, and Dansby Swanson swipes second base with ease. The slow bending curveball of Pierce Johnson. So now a single turns into 2 runs. The 0-1. Swing lifts it into center field. Coming over, making the run and catches Michael Harris the second. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. 2 down. On the play, the runner at third comes home to score, but Harris was able to curve around and keep Dansby Swanson from going to third base. He'll retreat back to second. Harris had no shot at throwing it at home. He was running against his... He was running to his right. He's left-handed. There's no way you're going to throw a bullet down to home plate in time. McGwire, the batter. First pitch on the way is 85. Curveball off the plate. It's 1-0. There's one guy in the building that could do it. Andrew Jones is sitting in the audience tonight. He's here a lot, by the way. The 1-0. Maybe he's someone that could actually take on a full-time role in the near future. As the 1-0 misses down and in, 2-0. 2-0 count. Braves lead it 3-1. They show him in the stands quite a bit, much more than you ever see Chipper. And Chipper comes in, probably 5 times a year. Gets drunk on Twitter and tells everybody what to do. And everyone goes, gotta make Chipper the manager. I feel like I want the guy who's in the stadium all the time, who's always he's at the ballpark. The 2-0 count. Right there, curveball, outer edge, 2-1. McGwire 0 for 2 on the day. The 2-1, swing, chops it over to first. Backhanded by Olsen, flips it to PJ. He'll step on the bag, and he'll put out the fire. Cubs get one across, but we got a 2-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All one, a two, a three. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the night. Find me some peanuts, Cracker Jack.
Thank you for the early birthday wishes, y'all. But not only did she bring a bunch of donuts home for the next few days for us, but the thing I'm most excited about is the Dunkin' coffees, the iced coffees. They're the best. First pitch on the way is a cutter from Aaron Savali. Up top for a ball. It's 1-0. We got to him the other night. 1-0. Cunha chops it on the ground. Be an easy 6-3 put out. One away. I believe this has to get restarted again. I'm not going to complain because it's much better than what it was about 3-4 weeks ago when the darn thing had ghosts. I mean, there was nobody on the field and there was always a scarecrow out there. First pitch to Michael Harris II is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 chops it foul into the first base dugout of your Atlanta Braves. 0-2. Harris 0 for 2 with the ground out and a pop out, now batting just 243. He had creeped up there close to the 260 mark. He's come plummeting back down once again. The 0-2 count in the dirt. 1-2. One improvement, even though he's starting to do that rounded swing that's inducing pop-ups. The pitch that just hit the ground that rolled away, he would have swung at that about 2 months ago. Tyler Kinley, the right-hander, warming up in the pen. It's assumed he'll come out for the 8th inning for the Braves. The 1-2. Inside, almost gets him. Has to bend up out of the way. 2-2. I don't see a lefty warming up, so I'm assuming it's just Kinley for the 8th. 2-2 in the dirt. 3-2. Who is it that is it Iron Lung that is so obsessed with Benji Gill? Why do you want him to be the Braves manager so bad? I remember seeing that that comment yesterday or the day before, just as I was getting off the air, and so I didn't have a chance to say something as a 3-2. I don't have anything against him. I'm just wondering why you're so enamored by him. Who has a birthday right now? Joey? The 3-2 chops it foul. So, Joey, you're born on the 9th as well? All the greats are born on the 9th, Joey. Full count. Swing rips it up the middle. That's through for a base hit. And Money Mike breaks his little mini slump. He's on.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, Mark, we went over the great Davey Johnson on Braves Country today, so I won't backtrack everything, but we did that right at the end of the show today, if you want to go back and listen to that. First pitch on the way is a curveball outside wide to Ozuna. It's 1-0. Passed away Friday night, I think. I think a lot of people just didn't realize it because of the football weekend. They get lost in the other news. The 1-0 right there for a strike. It's 1-0. He was pretty young. I think he was like 82. And I didn't see if he passed away from, if there was a health condition or it was just his time. Is the 1-1 inside to him. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for being the great manager that he was. 2-1 count. 9-9. Woo, I had a time on 9-9-99. Let me tell you about that birthday. Actually, I probably should. The 2-1 swing, slices it foul down the line. Do it again, 2-2. I made it a point. My 21st wasn't anything to really write home about. All my friends were not 21. Most of them, they were like 20 and 19. So I didn't really do a whole lot. We had a party, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. We did parties all the time. Is the 2-2 from Savali. Ozuna, man, he's due. Check swing. Foul into the dugout. Philly still leads the Mets 1-0. They're in the 8th. McLean versus, it was Nola tonight. Forgot about that. It was Nola. Nola's pitched terrible this year, but he's put up a 0 on the Mets tonight. The 2-2 count. Swing. Fouls away. Do it again. Peter said she got 2 speeding tickets on her 21st. If I would have gotten 1 speeding ticket on my 21st, I don't think I would have been allowed to get a second one because they would have had me in handcuffs if I would have been driving. Are you kidding me? The 2-2 comes set and brings it outside wide, 3-2. Full count. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner goes. He is safe. Michael Harris steals second base, gets into scoring position. And that's not nothing. That's a big, big swipe of the bag. Just got in time. First pitch to Nacho Alvarez is a curveball in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Cutter misses. Ball 2-0. The 2-0. Hangs a curveball up there, 2-1. Braves lead at 3-1, but you got a very important insurance run up there at second base. The 2-1 pitch pops it up. Middle of the infield. Michael Bush makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Well, we get one on. We can't do anything with it. Good job of Harris getting into scoring position. We'll head to the 8th inning, and you know what that means.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
And losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay. Let's get it!
Afternoon, everybody.
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is not...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Lord. You gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
Welcome back. Tyler Kenley fires the first pitch to Michael Bush right up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Brains it. Up top for a strike. It's 1-1. Stupid thing got jammed again. I hit that button like 3 times. It didn't go down. Sorry about that, y'all. The 1-1 outside wide. 2-1. Oh, Charlie, I hate to hear that, bud. Get to feeling better. Put some tussin on it. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Slider. Just off the edge. 2-2. Two count. Peter, have you seen the movie that she's in? Pretty good. Or no, it wasn't a movie. It was like a mini series. I'm trying to remember what the name of that thing was. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. 2-2 count. Swing lifts it into right field, drifting over, making the catch. Running towards the track is Ronald Acuna Jr. for a loud out number 1. Good running play. First pitch is a slider to Ian Happ to start the at-bat. Right there on the outside edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1 pops it up. Very shallow right field. Ozzy's got it. He'll make the catch. 2 down. Trying to look that name of that show up for. I don't know if you've already said it or not, but I don't see it listed, so I don't know. It's weird. Slider down and away to Suzuki starts off the at-bat. It's 1-0. There it is, Inventing Anna, or Anna, I don't know. Inventing Anna. Really good miniseries. I think it was Netflix, I'm not sure. 1-0. Swing pops it back foul. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pops that one up. Will that stay in play? Giving chases Drake over by the Cubs dugout. It's going to bounce off the top of the dugout ceiling and into the crowd. So a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the bender below the knees, and that'll end the inning. Cubs go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Braves country. We need some insurance.
What are you putting on makeup? When you find the pumps to match your skirt. Get out in the gym and start warming up. Let's go.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Kevin Youkilis is known for having a very interesting batting stance. He's also known for working a lot of walks and having a great mindset at the plate. Over his 10-year career, he had 297 plate appearances that went to a 3-0 count, and every single time, he didn't swing the bat. Francisco Liriano, in 2012, he signed a deal with the Pirates, but the contract was quickly voided. This is because he broke his arm trying to scare his kids on Christmas, but the deal went through a few months later.
Armchair.
John McGraw's New York Giants had never really recovered from the Merkle boner, the base-running error that cost them the pennant in 1908. Though they remained a perennial National League power with superb pitchers like Christy Mathewson and Rube Marquard, and won the pennant in 1911, they couldn't seem to win a World Series. Then, in 1912, after dominating the league throughout the season, they faced one of the greatest of all Boston Red Sox teams in the World Series. The Red Sox had won 105 games, an American League record, and their intimidating lineup included Harry Hooper, Tris Speaker, and a dazzling fastball pitcher named Smokey Joe Wood.
Smokey Joe Wood was a pitcher who, though not remembered nearly as well as Walter Johnson, was at his peak his equal, and such that in the 1912 season they both had these extraordinary streaks of winning 16 consecutive games. When he was at his prime, it was Walter Johnson who said of him, "There's no man alive throws as hard as Smokey Joe Wood."
Jerkson Profar leads us off. Curveball is down and away. Misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Right there for a strike. Cutter up top. 1-1. The actress's name is Julia Garner. That plays all the Inventing Anna and Ozark and whatnot. The 1-1's bang foul down the line, 1-2. She won 3 primetime Emmys and a Golden Globe for her portrayal in Ozark, and she was nominated for that for the other show that I was talking about. She went up against herself with the 2-2 swing, bangs it up the middle. Dansby Swanson fires it to first. 6-3, 1 away. I just noticed that she beat herself in the Best Supporting Actress in a television series in 2022 for the Golden Globe. Second sucks unless you also got first. We're about to be in streaming season because once baseball ends, that's when I catch up on all my shows. First pitch to Matt Olson, swung on and belted high and deep. Is that going to get out? She gone! Zip, boom, bam! Just over the wall and into the drink at dead center field. And your Atlanta Braves have taken a 3-run lead. The Ice House, 417 happy feet later, and it's 4-1.
Plank Road Field, smooth as it gets.
His 23rd home run of the year.
Always smooth, never watered down.
That was a hanging cement mixing curveball. 417 just got over the wall and dropped into the drink back there with the rocks next to the waterfall back there. First pitch to Ozzie Albies is chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. Aaron Savali, he's out here trying to keep the Cubs in the game. So funny, this guy made a hard line that he was not going to stay with Milwaukee because he didn't want to be in the bullpen. He went to the White Sox, stunk it up as a starter, and now he's in the Cubs bullpen. The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Eyeglasses is warming up in the pen. 1-1. Swing, slices back foul, 1-2. So all that did was he lost about 7 games in the standings, but he's still in the bullpen. He went from the Brewers to the White Sox to the Cubs. So he didn't have to do a whole lot of traveling. Milwaukee to Chicago to Chicago. The 1-2 count. Pops it back foul. Savali brings it. 93, high and out of the zone. 2-2. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. 7:15, your first pitch. Should be Spencer Strider night unless they change it again. The 2-2. Outside, wide, 3-2. And then supposedly Chris Sale on Wednesday, but like we talked about on Braves Country today, I'll see it when I believe it. I believe it when I see it. The payoff pitch to the Wiz. Pops it up. Another cannon. Over there, shallow left field, making the catch in foul territory is Shaw, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. And Matt Olson.
It's not watered down. This is Ice House.
Here goes Bonzo. 4-1 your score.
Smooth as it
Are you
gets.
putting on makeup? When you find the pumps to match your skirt. Get out in the gym and start warming up. Let's go.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Kevin Youkilis is known for having a very interesting batting stance. He's also known for working a lot of walks and having a great mindset at the plate. Over his 10-year career, he had 297 plate appearances that went to a 3-0 count, and every single time he didn't swing the bat. Francisco Liriano, in 2012 he signed a deal with the Pirates, but the contract was quickly voided. This is because he broke his arm trying to scare his kids on Christmas, but the deal went through a few months later.
Armchair.
Did I miss something? I might have jumped ahead. That's a weird one. Okay, 1-1 count to Kim. Pitch on the way inside. Did that get him? That got him in the arm. 2 down. Runner at first now. Kim will head on down to first. My apologies. They had it up on the board, and I guess I just wasn't paying attention. I thought the board was correct, that there were 2 outs. When Ozzie hit that last, I guess that makes sense. Olsen led off the inning. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, hell, nobody's listening anyways, right? So Drake Baldwin comes to the plate, 1 on, 2 outs. I guess I had a stroke, YouTube. I don't know what happened. They had 2 outs on the screen on the Braves feed when he popped up the can of corn. I was thinking in my head that it was the 3rd out, and they were starting to go to break on the Chicago. But anyway, long story short, it was only the 2nd out. They keep replaying this. I guess, is Chicago challenging this? The ball hit his jersey, so he will be over at first. I don't think it touched him at all. It hit his jersey. Kim doesn't wear his jersey extremely tight. It just kind of loops outside, and that's what it just hit the jersey going by. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is a cutter inside for a strike. As he bangs it off his foot, it's 0-1. The 0-1 count. Kim stands at first. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it back. Looks like the Mets are about to lose to Philadelphia. They have 2 outs in the 9th, and who is that? Is that Francisco Alvarez down to the last strike? 0-2 count. But if you haven't been paying attention, if you're a Braves fan, that's what you want, because the Phillies are going to the playoffs. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Philly did hold on and beat New York at 1-0 is the final. Duran came in and got a save. Runners on first and second. 1-2 count. I'll tell you what, it's a big win for Philadelphia. I did not know this till today. They've lost 7 of 9 to the Mets coming into today this year. I remember the sweep a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't realize they had dominated them all year long. 1-2 count. Kind of a changing of the guard there between those two, because Philly used to own the Mets. And here recently, the last couple of years, the Mets have put it on Philadelphia. Drake Baldwin 1 for 3. An RBI. He's got a 1-2 count. Savali. Don't know how he has not gotten an automatic ball put on him. He moves low. 1-2. 90 outside wide, 2-2. Baldwin sitting on 15 home runs, 64 RBI. The 2-2 bangs it down the line. Do it again. If you're just joining us and you missed the news, Sean Murphy is done for the year. Has some kind of an oblique injury. He's going to have surgery, and they expect him back by January to be ready to roll. He told Anthopoulos is the 2-2, pops it up, and that'll end the inning. F9 in your scorecard. He told Anthopoulos that he was going to wait till the end of the year to say something because he could play through it, but what's the point when you're 108 games out of first place, right? Iglesias is coming in. He's going to try to slam the dough when we return.
Can I have the keys?
No! You're out of my will! You're out of my will! That's right, we'll see who croaks first!
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Herman Long was a shortstop who played at the turn of the 20th century who set a record in 1889. The record he set was the most errors in a single season with 122, which he accomplished in just 136 games. For reference, the most errors by a player in 2021 was only 24.
LeBron James playing at the level he's playing this year already. I mean, it is unbelievable.
I got to remember to record this, man.
Yeah, you're not editing nothing. You don't got that talent right now.
Armchair.
The 1912 World Series was a fiercely fought contest, on and off the field. Fans followed the action by telegraph and on scoreboards mounted in saloons and city squares all across the country.
When I was 13 years old, I got a job posting scores in an old-fashioned corner saloon at 85th Street and 1st Avenue. At World Series time, a complete play-by-play came over the ticker, and the management had me stand on a platform and read the tape in a loud voice. This was 1912, remember? The Giants and the Red Sox. And the saloon was jammed to overflowing with hundreds inside and out, eagerly following each game's progress.
No individual, whether player, manager, owner, critic, or spectator, who went through the 1912 World Series will ever forget it. There never was another like it. From the lofty perch of the bleacher right, it was a series crammed with thrills and gulps, cheers and gasps, dejection and wild exultation, recrimination and adoration, excuse and condemnation. Spalding Guide.
Welcome back. Eyeglasses is in. Try to put the exclamation mark on a 4-1 lead. First pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. It's banged into the dugout. It's 0-1. PCA 0 for 3 on the day. Game 1 of a double feature, I guess I should say, as the 0-1 swung on, lifted high into right field. F9 your scorecard. 1 away. Coming up next, it's Red Sox Athletics. Garrett Crochet versus Morales. Luis Morales, he was the kid that y'all were talking about earlier that had 6 no-hit innings in his debut. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. He has a 1.59 ERA and a .99 whip. This should be a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Funny thing about this game, why is he pitching today? He should have pitched yesterday. Luis Severino played the diva card as the 0-1. Chops it over to third, right to Nacho. Nacho fires it across the diamond, 2 down. He pulled the diva card and asked to pitch yesterday in Los Angeles, in Anaheim, because he did not want to face the Red Sox lineup at home because the A's are playing in a minor league park and the ball flies there. I'm like, man, so you're going to throw the rookie under the bus? First pitch on the way is the changeup down and in. It's 1-0. And he's not having a great year to begin with, talking about Severino. And he signed a 3-year deal, so it's not like any of this is going to affect him in the offseason. Is the 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. I think he does have an opt-out, but he'd have to be a damn fool, because if he opts out off the numbers he had this year, he's not getting what he got. One count. Slices it foul, 1-2. Cubs are down to their last strike. The 1-2. Did he go around? He did not. 2-2. Two count. Castro 1 for 3, 95 miles an hour. Just misses a touch out of the zone, up high, full count. Braves 4, Cubs 1. The payoff pitch. Caught, looking strike 3. 95 on the inner black. Smack the blackjack. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Brian Snitker's 800th career win. What's that up against? 1,500 losses. Atlanta 4. Cubbies 1. They won't fly the W tonight. Elder. Well, I think he has to get the game ball. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. He'll get the W. 1 earned run, scattered 5 hits and 1 walk. And one of the hits, by the way, was it was a bad luck hit. He was dominant. You got to give a tip of a cap to Olsen and Ozzie. They both went yard. And your Atlanta Braves win game 1 of this series. Let's see if we can win game 2 of a series tomorrow. Strider on the bump. 8 days rest. I mean, if you're not ready then, when are you going to be ready? We'll see you at the top of the hour. We're going to go ahead and start the feed over on the Red Sox Athletics game so y'all can jump in there and chat away with each other. But we will be back up on first pitch. I think it's 10:05. Double check that. Is it 10:05 or is it 10? Yeah, 10:05. We'll jump on right before first pitch. We'll see you over there, y'all. Smash that like and please subscribe. Braves country. We got the W, baby.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.